Our next presentation is, Mr. Michael. Michael McCartan, Area VP EMEA of Ideas. The presentation or the session is under the name of Driving Success, the Value of a Fit-for-Purpose RMS. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Thank you. This is your clicker.
Teddy. Great, hi. Yeah, well, I'm delighted to be here today, talking on behalf of the amazing product team at Ideas. There's so much happening product-wise at Ideas that it would be impossible for me to give you a full picture of everything that's going on. So I've decided to share a slither of what's happening. It's an initiative called Fit for Purpose. Now, it might be strange, but Ideas has taken a leaf out of the car manufacturing book. The car manufacturing industry has done a really good job at meeting the needs of drivers by providing appropriate solutions to fit every journey that they take. With cars, driving a car is simply a vehicle for driving from point A to point B. But the reason that a particular driver will choose a certain vehicle to fulfill that journey is because of the need of their particular journey that they're hoping to fulfill. And the car industry has designed cars very, very well to fit these precise needs, to give the drivers the experience that they need to fulfill these duties really, really well. Now, like with the motor industry, the accommodation industry has many, many different accommodation types. And each of these accommodation types fulfills very specific needs for the guests. And so when a guest stays at a particular property, they have a particular destination or requirements in mind. Yes, these accommodation providers all provide a bed for a good night's stay, but the particular reason that they're staying there is very different. And that means that the revenue opportunities varies vastly from accommodation provider to accommodation provider. It also means that the people responsible for fulfilling or converting that demand into revenue opportunities changes drastically as well. But as an industry, even in the technology space, we've done a very poor job at providing bespoke solutions to meet very specific needs. It's very much been a one-size-fits-all approach, unless the hotel decides to spend large sums of money to get custom development. And as a result of this, there's been very little product differentiation in the different solutions that the technology providers provide. It's, you're basically fitting square pegs into round holes in many cases. Now I'll illustrate this with a short example. This is a price management screen from our G3 solution. As you can see, on the rows, those are consecutive dates, and on the columns are different room categories. Now in each of those cells, we provide our users with lots of information, and we assume that every single user is going to derive some benefit from the information provided in these screens. But if we take the example of an outdoor accommodation provider who has some cottages and maybe some campsites, and they, for operational reasons, have decided that they're only going to allow check-ins on Tuesdays and Fridays, and they're going to limit the number of nights that people can stay if they arrive on a Tuesday to either 3 nights or 7 nights, and if they arrive on a Friday, from 4 nights or 7 nights. Now, I think we can all agree that this sort of presentation showing every single consecutive date for a one-night stay is inappropriate. It doesn't provide this particular accommodation provider with the information that they need. So what we've done is now revise the user interface to support this particular accommodation need. As you can see now, we're only showing the Tuesdays and the Friday arrival dates, and we're showing the prices for the 3 nights and the 7 nights on the Tuesday arrival, and the 4 nights and the 7 nights stay on the Friday arrivals. Now this is much more appropriate, and we're not only doing this for outdoor accommodation providers, but for all types of accommodation, from casino to extended stay to all-inclusive resorts. We're providing solutions that are fit for purpose to meet the needs of these particular customers. And so now we're very, very focused, not on only providing a great deal of level of complexity in terms of the functions and the requirements that we serve. And Ideas has always done a really good job, if you look at the horizontal axis, of providing a rich capability of solutions from end to end, so dealing with budget hotels right through to complex hotels. But now we've added a further layer of differentiation by saying that not every user needs to see the same information. And so now we're very focused on providing different user experiences to ensure that for each accommodation type and for every user at the different accommodation types, they're getting the solution that is actually appropriate to their needs. And this means that we can take an owner-operator of a budget hotel with very little time in the day with a solution that meets their particular needs, or a data and analysis-hungry corporate revenue manager at a complex property with a solution that fits their needs. And we're doing this by working very closely with user groups, not only end users, but also other users in the ecosystem. And not only users at typical city center hotels, but users that work across the whole landscape of accommodation providers, from extended stay to all-exclusive to outdoor accommodation. So we're getting a really wide perspective of what the different users need. We also realize that a property owner, a real estate owner, might have a variety of different accommodation types in their portfolio. So they're not just going to have city center hotels, they're not just going to have budget hotels. It could be quite feasible that they'll have a range of these opportunities. And so in addition to providing the right user experience for the different users at the different accommodation types, we're also facilitating the owner-operator to actually see, the hotel owner to actually enable their entire portfolio through a single platform. So you don't have these little silos of different solutions. So the users can actually have a consistent experience regardless of the accommodation type and the specific need of the users. And this has forced us to re-architect our foundation, our platform. I think of it going back to the car analogy. You need to think about it as the engine. The core engine at Ideas is now flexible and scalable, that allows us to serve a wide range of different needs. But on top of that, we're now building this user interface that can expose different elements of the solution to enable this fit-for-purpose approach. And I'm going to illustrate this again with another example, a real-life example of a solution that we developed for a particular industry that was really underserved. One of the most underserved sectors in accommodation was the owner-operator of a franchisee organization, particularly at the budget sector. For these types of users, presenting them, even with the G3 solution, a robust, fully fledged, fully functional RMS would be like giving them a mixing deck when all they really need to listen to their music was Spotify. So we've really simplified the solution. And we came up with a solution. It's a product called Elevate. It was designed in collaboration with Wyndham and Choice. Both of those organizations have a large membership of franchisee owner-operators who needed a revenue management solution, but didn't have the sophistication that was needed to operate G3. So what we did, Elevate is a mobile-first solution. It's very automated. It allows all of the decisions that a hotel needs to be automated and pushed through to the PMS. But it also means that the owner-operator doesn't need a fully fledged RM revenue management organization. This is something that they can use on the fly. The staff on property can use it as well. There's also a web page that goes along with this, so you're not limited with the mobile application. So it's very flexible. It's a SaaS solution. It's agile development. So they are getting all of the enhancements that you would expect from a typical solution. And underneath all of this is the same engine that powers G3. So we've just exposed elements of G3 to this particular user group. Nearly done, but just to say that depending on the statistics that you look at, only about 20% of accommodation providers worldwide use some level of automated revenue management system. And we believe that this fit-for-purpose approach that Ideas has adopted is not only going to expose more hotels to the advantages and benefits that a revenue management system can do, but it's actually going to force increased adoption. So our expectation by providing this solution and exposing to a wider group of users is actually going to increase revenue management system adoption worldwide. So that's it for me. I don't know what happened there, but if you've got any questions, please let me know. Thank you.
Have some more time, so if anyone has any question, please go ahead.
I have a question. I used to be a user of Ideas back in the time, and there has always been a challenge implementing Ideas in cities like Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia because of the movement of the Hijri calendar and the movement of special events. Did you fix this, or it's still a challenge?
No, so the way that, I mean, it really goes down to inputs and which data you're looking at. So Ideas is obviously, as an open platform, can consume a wide range of data sources, so it's not limited to just historical data. You can look at other data sets as well. So choosing the right data sets that are appropriate for by market will certainly address that problem. But the other sort of key element to that is that the algorithms can be refined to put more weight on recent activity versus historical activity. So when you're in a situation like you're saying in Saudi Arabia, where the calendar moves and historical data might not bear much relevance to the current situation, we can actually adjust the algorithms to look much more at the short term. So then it can see pickup based on the new calendar dates as well. So there are ways that we can manipulate and configure the algorithms to address those particular concerns. Any more questions?
Any more questions? Please try to scan again the QR code. If you're not able to access it, please go to the events listing, all sessions, and you should see a check-in button on each of these sessions. Please do check in because it will add up your points and you might win some prizes at the end of the conference. If it's not available, please pass by the reception area. They're taking the names and they will credit you with the points. Sometimes we do have technical issues as well. Excellent.